Champions again, ole ole. Well, maybe not quite, but it certainly feels like it after tonight. What a last two home games to end the season. A 4-0 battering of Bristol City, who were coming to Elland Road, really needing to at least pick up a point and wanting to pick up 3. A good team, a team that is still sitting in the playoffs, and we just absolutely bossed that game in every way imaginable. They didn't threaten us at all. First of all, before we speak about the goals, I want to speak about the defence because they stopped everything today. In this last run of games, Rodon has been an absolute unit. Ampadu has been fantastic. Firpo and Bogle. Firpo with another assist today. Bogle playing perfectly. Oh my goodness. That midfield as well. Tanaka with the first goal. Another amazing cross from Solomon. Solomon this season has been so good for Leeds. There was a little spell where he went off the boil a little bit. But again, when the pressure's been on in this final section of the season, what a loan signing he has turned out to be. I really, really hope that we manage to get him on a permanent, because what he offers us is what no other winger does. Admittedly, he's not as quick as Ramazani, he's not as quick as Nonto or Dan James, but he's just so calm on the ball, and the crosses he puts into the box are fantastic. Most of the time his finishing is unbelievable as well. We 100% need to sign Solomon. Before I talk about the other goals, please do hit like and subscribe. If you're a Leeds fan, you must be feeling just as happy as I am today. But then the other goals, the second of which came from Willie Nonto, an unbelievable pass from Joel Pirot. One of the best I've ever seen from him. One of the best I've ever seen on a Leeds United pitch. I actually thought Nonto was offside sitting watching it, but no, he slotted it in perfectly. Elland Road, absolutely raucous today. And we also got an announcement of the new stadium. We'll talk about that a little bit towards the end of the video, so stick around for that. But a great finish from Nonto, and it's been quite nice to see him get a run of games towards the end of the season. Obviously, Dan James is a nominee and could have been many people's championship player of the season as a whole. Gus Heimer winning that is an absolute mockery, by the way. It should definitely have been Trafford, to be honest, or if not him and they have to give it to an attacker, it should have been Dan James. But Trafford has done so much for Burnley, kept them in so many games and created one of the best defensive records in any league of all time. Away from Burnley, we're talking about Leeds. And then in the second half, we just again dominated the game. They didn't have a single opportunity that I can think of. I don't even know if Darlow actually had to make a save, a proper save the entire game. They had a few that went over the bar, etc., but none of them were straight one-on-ones or like really good attacking opportunities that they could have scored. It was actually a substitute for Leeds who got the last 2 goals, and it was largely Ramazani. He's not featured a hell of a lot in the second half of the season, but it was 2 fantastic goals for him, the first of which was really created by Junior Firpo, who put a nice ball across the box, across the 6-yard box, and Ramazani just had to get there and place it in. Firpo is another one out of contract this summer. There has been hints online that he's going to sign a new contract. I really hope he does. It didn't particularly work for him last time in the Premier League. He was getting run ragged, but that was under much poorer managers with a much poorer team structure. I pray that he stays. I think he'll want to, surely, after seeing the atmosphere today, seeing the atmosphere in these promotion parties. It's the Premier League, isn't it, boys and girls? You're going to want to play in the biggest league in the world. But then, I suppose, he's not English. Maybe a team in Spain comes in, offers him a 4 or 5 year contract on decent money, a little bit of an easier life. Maybe his family wants to go back to Spain. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors. But he has been unreal this season. At the start of the year, obviously, he had a good season last season and people had kind of come around to him a lot more. But at the start of the year, there was still some people unsure, maybe some rumours of, should we get someone else? He's too injury prone. Every time he's played, he has been fantastic. And then the second goal was that man, Ramazani again. A looping ball over the top from Ilya Gruev. And Ramazani just brings it down calmly and places it in. He showed the quality that he has with that second goal. The first, obviously, still had to be there, great positioning. But the second one, the way he just pinched the ball out the air and placed it in the back of the net, shows that he's got something to him. And I think next season in the Premier League, he's going to get minutes at some point, and he is a lot quicker than Solomon. Maybe that could be a factor when we're playing that counter-attacking style football that we're going to need to play against a lot of these teams. But every player on the pitch today really, really impressed me. Nice to see Patrick Bamford get some minutes. One of my favourite moments from today was watching Patrick Bamford warm up and the cop asking for a chant from Bamford. He doesn't quite oblige, goes up, gives him a little way. And then the entire stadium just starts chanting Wilder is a wanker. I was very close to Paddy. I could see he was absolutely cheesing, a full-on grin on his face. He was loving every second of it. And as much as, yes, he might be stealing a living, yes, he's not contributed a huge amount this season, we all have fond memories of him in the Premier League. We all have fond memories of him helping us clinch promotion last time round. And you never know. He has scored 17 goals in a Premier League season before. He might have a run in next season and might do well because he's certainly not going to leave with the chunk of change that he is on. But let's talk a little bit about that new stadium as well, because, oh my word, the 49ers made today a day that is going to be memorable for every Leeds fan for the rest of our lives, because not only did we practically secure the league title, I'm not going to write Plymouth off just yet, although they have nothing to play for, they could still pull out a result, but we also unveiled a video and some pictures, I'll put some up on the screen while I'm talking, of the new Elland Road, and it looks beautiful. There's been barely any complaints that I've seen online, which you know they must have done something right, because Leeds fans, we do love to complain. It just looks amazing. It's keeping that historic feel to it. It's not just a serial bowl like every other team that's built a stadium in recent years. It looks quality. I love the brickwork. I love the way that it's laid out. The only complaint that I've seen people come up with is that the Kop isn't one tier. It's two-tiered in the video that they showed. I would also prefer it to be one tier, but I'm not sure if that makes it way more expensive, way more difficult to build. If it is two, it's not the end of the world, really, is it? Maybe that means there'll be two concourses there so you can have more options for food and drink. And I think that's one thing that Elland Road really does need to improve on. There's some sections of the stadium that have decent food and, you know, you can kind of get a pint if you fight for 20 minutes. But I want to be able to go an hour before the game, have a couple bevies, be able to go to the toilet whenever I need to, instead of, again, if you try to go to the toilet at half time in any stand in Elland Road, you're fighting for your life. It's not worth your time and effort. So I'm sure that that deters a lot of people from actually indulging, getting some food there, having a few pints. So if they can fix that, it's going to be a massive win. And it just feels like we're on the right path at the minute. Despite the rumours about Daniel Farke, which, yes, I made a video on, and I think it's really taken away from the buzz of promotion a little bit. You saw the backing from the stadium today. The fans in there were chanting his name at multiple points, and I think that that's well deserved. Let's say we do go get a win at Plymouth. We're going to be finishing the season with one of the best goal differences in Championship history, on 100 points, lifting the trophy. If that doesn't give you a chance to give it a go in the Premier League, I don't know what will. I've seen so much talk about this online. Yes, he failed at Norwich, and I agree, I actually do think he might fail with Leeds, but he wasn't backed properly at Norwich. And the 49ers announcing these new stadium plans today proves that they have every intention of properly backing us and giving us a real chance to stay in the Premier League. Still going to be a massive challenge. I'm planning a video soon about what the EFL and the Premier League and the FA can do to actually tighten this gap between the Championship and the Premier League, because if it carries on in the way that it has in the last few seasons, it's going to start to be a massive detriment to the competition as a whole, because a part of that competition is seeing who gets relegated. There have been some question marks around it until the last few game weeks, and it's been really missing that. Whereas in the Championship this weekend, for example, still all to play for. There's still like 4 or 5 teams that could get relegated, and the Premier League needs that. Gets more eyes on Sky, more people will watch the games. Not only that, it also makes promotion even sweeter, because the teams going up know that they've got a fighting chance. I think we have a fighting chance. I think with a few good signings, keep the core of this team, keep it ticking along, we have a decent chance of staying in the Premier League. But what a game today. What a 2 games, 6-0 and 4-0 to finish the season off at Elland Road is not what I envisioned at all, especially today against the Bristol side, who have done very well all season. Admittedly, their form away from home isn't as good as at home, but they're still a good team, and we showed them how to play football. Want the same at Plymouth. If anyone's there at the promotion party on Monday and sees me, come say hello. I'm buzzing. Catch you again soon. Hit like and subscribe. Bye-bye.